Well, this is the second video for Math 95 for solving equations involving radicals. So let's put that up there. And we'll just start in with some examples. We've talked about the ideas behind this in the previous video. So let's look at some more problems here. Problem 2, we start off with square root 2x plus 4 equal to x minus 2. And so this is very similar to some of the problems that we saw on that first assignment. And the trick here, make sure that square root is by itself. And then if it is, then you can square root both sides. So this will just come out as 2x plus 4. And over here, don't forget, squared means times itself. So there's our x squared. Then we get minus 2x and minus 2x makes minus 4x. And then that last piece will be positive 4. Then we want to move everything over onto this side with the x squared. Minus 2x minus 4. So then we get x squared minus 6x. And the 4's cancel each other out. And we can solve this by factoring x times x minus 6. And so our answers here are x equals 0 or x equals 6. Okay. Let's look at a few more problems here. Problem 6. We've got 3 plus square root 5 minus x equals x. Okay, so now in this one, the square root's not by itself, so the first thing we want to do is get it by itself. Subtract 3 on both sides, and here we have square root 5 minus x equals x minus 3. And then same thing, we want to square both sides to get rid of this square root piece. And just as we saw in problem 2, when you square one of these binomials, you've got to multiply it by itself. And so this will come out as x squared minus 6x and then plus 9. And then we'll add x and subtract 5 on both sides. Give us 0 there. This will be minus 5x plus 4. And then we need to factor this to solve it. So x minus 4 times x minus 1. So here x could be 1. And in this one, x equals 4. Okay. See what else we have here. Problem 10. We get square root x squared minus 8 equal to x plus 4. And you can see this is a similar scenario. We need to square both sides. The square root's by itself to begin with, so we don't have to worry about that. This will come out as x squared minus 8. And this one, x plus 4 times x plus 4 is x squared plus 8x plus 16. Now in this one, it's kind of nice because these x squareds cancel each other out. So then we get negative 8 equals 8x plus 16. Subtract the 16 on both sides. And so then we get x is equal to negative 3. Okay. Now let's look at one more problem. And then I'll talk about something that comes up in solving these problems that I haven't talked about yet. So let's look at problem 14 here. Square root x plus 5 0. So now we do want to get that square root by itself. So let's add 1 and subtract x from both sides. So that'll cancel these out, and that'll get the square root by itself. And then once we've done that, we can go ahead and square both sides. So this one just comes out as x plus 5. And then over here, let's see, we'll get 1 minus 1x, so that's minus 2x, and then plus x squared. And then we'll move this stuff over to here. Subtract x and subtract 5. So those cancel out. And I'll rearrange this stuff. Let's put the x squared first. Minus 3x minus 4. And then we have to solve by factoring. And this will be x minus 4 times x plus 1. Set these both equal to 0, and we get x equals negative 1 and x equals 4. Okay, so I think that's a good refresher for how these problems work. There's not a whole lot that's new in this assignment. It's just a little bit of extra practice. Now, I do want to talk about something, so let's go back and take a look at problem 2. We started out square root 2x plus 4 equals x minus 2. So if we square both sides, this will be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Subtract the 2x and the 4 on both sides. And then when we factored it, we got these solutions x equals 0 and x equals 6. Okay, now let's step back and think about what would happen if we plug these back into the equation to make sure that they work. So first, let's start with the original equation. Square root 2x plus 4 equals x minus 2. And we'll do the 6 first. So let's say we plug in the 6 for x. So this will be 12 plus 4 square root 16 equals 4. Excellent. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to work. But what if we put the 0 in here? Then it'll be 2 times 0 plus 4, and over here 0 minus 2. So that'll say square root 4 equals negative 2, which I don't have a problem with. I think that this is fine. The square root of 4, one of the square roots of 4 is negative 2. Okay? But if you remember a while back in one of the assignments, I was talking about how in American mathematics, people usually consider that there's this hidden plus sign in front of the square root symbol, and so they frequently reject the answer of 0 because they say that this is only positive 2 and therefore it's not equal to negative 2. But again, that's not based on mathematical concepts. Okay? There's no problem conceptually with saying that the square root of 4 is negative 2 because the definition of a square root is when you multiply it by itself, do you get what's inside the square root symbol? The answer is yes. Okay? It has to do with this thing in American textbooks where they only consider positive square roots, and that's only American textbooks as far as I'm aware. So, I don't have a problem with this. I accept this answer. I just want to let you know that a lot of instructors don't accept that answer. And if you see things in textbooks or online talking about this issue, this is what it's all about. If you have additional questions, I'll be happy to talk with you about it. I'm sorry that it's confusing, but this is the way it goes. So, in any event, I'm okay with this answer. I wouldn't reject either one of these. And so, if you choose to reject an answer because of this issue, I won't mark it wrong. So, that's about it. Okay. I think that's it for the solving the radical equations. And so we'll move on to some new topics after this. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.